Now that we've finished spending some time on the different large assembly design techniques, as well as functions inside of Inventor to help you get the most out of large assemblies, I wanted to talk about some of the other tools that are available to you in order to help manage the large amount of information that always makes up large design projects. And the first tool that I want to introduce is a software of ours called the Vault. Now, the Vault is a data management program that comes with all of our manufacturing design tools. The great thing about the Vault is in the way that it helps you, again, manage and maintain all sorts of different information and changes to information that go on in your projects. It's going to help you automatically manage revisions and releases to different information. It's going to help manage all of the different external references and geometry that make up your design projects. It also has tools to help offload the creation of a lot of sort of regular repetitive tasks like data entry and bill of material entry and whatnot into automated ways or automated tools that are going to speed up the entry of that information. It's also going to offer you a very fast and a very easy way for you to share published and released information with different people so that not everyone needs to know what a CAD product is or use different drawing files just to get answers to the questions or to the information they may be looking for. Also, the Vault employs a standard sort of server and client paradigm in the sense that all of your information resides in a protected server or multiple servers if you have multiple locations. And then it allows you then to just access that information and copy it down locally only when you need it, so that you still have the benefits of working locally and saving locally. You don't have to make copies of files from your K drive or from your R drive, or try and read and write directly to those slow network drives. Vault allows you to just copy that information down locally, make changes to it quickly, and then add it back to the server so that everyone else is aware of those changes. And you don't have to worry about anyone overwriting your work either, because it takes care of the collaborative effort of design and alerting everyone else if you're working on a particular part of a design. In order to demonstrate Vault, I wanted to continue where we left off working on the cabin design for our crane. Now, the Vault is integrated directly inside of Inventor's toolbar here, so you don't have to jump to a different program or use a different interface just to manage the design, your large assembly design that you may be working on inside of Inventor. You have the opportunity to check it into the Vault directly from Inventor. In this case, I'm just going to call it our initial cabin design. And then the Vault's going to take care of making sure that all of those references or all of those components are brought together properly and intelligently. So it's grabbing all of the different piece parts, all of the sub-assemblies, all of the different geometry that makes up this large design project here. And it's making sure that they're going to be checked in to the Vault so that they have an easy place for anyone to access information or make changes to it as needed. So one of the great benefits of Vault as well is the ability to find information quickly. And I understand that that can be a challenge when working with large design projects. The Vault allows you to quickly search for information. In this case, I'm looking for all files that relate to a cabin design. And I can see that based on these results here, the first result is the one that I'm looking for. It's that overall cabin assembly design. Now, the Vault's giving me the opportunity then to preview this design without having to be a CAD expert or even know what this CAD file is. Right? The Vault takes care of showing that information to you. As well, if you're someone who doesn't need to open up the design to make a change to it, but you just wanted to reference it, perhaps inspect it, grab a quick dimension, interrogate it by exploding it apart. You can do all those functions directly here inside of the preview window, and you've been able to access that drawing in seconds instead of waiting many minutes in order to load it just to look at something. Also, whenever you select this different design here, there's metadata or different history that's going to help you understand the makeup of this design. If you needed to quickly make a change, let's say to the description, to the material, to the project name, for example, you don't have to open up the file and you don't have to find the right field to do that data entry and then save it. You can do those changes directly from within the Vault, and it's automatically going to handle computing that for you and keeping all of those references up to date without you spending a lot of time to complete that. As well, the Vault is also going to show you at a snapshot what are the different components that make up your design. So this cabin that we're looking at, we can see all of the different parts, all of the different panels, all of the different hardware that goes into making up this overall design. And then I can also see where else this cabin design is being used. So if I needed to make a change to it, it can be really hard to understand what the impact of your change is going to be when there's potentially thousands of files out there that could be affected. And the Vault will tell you at a snapshot what may be affected, if anything's going to be affected with a design change. Okay, so let's go to Inventor now, and let's talk about some of the changes that can be made and how Vault manages those changes. So let's say, for example, I wanted to open up that particular design. Then I can open directly from the Vault into Inventor that design that I was looking at. Because we're now working in a controlled environment, the Vault is asking us, do we want to take ownership or check this out so that we can make sure that our work is protected and that no one else is going to override our work. I'm just going to call this that I am improving the design. So some of the ways that we can leverage the Vault to help us understand more about our large design project here is in the way that we can report on our different design information. So using the reporting tools inside the Vault, we can see at a snapshot again different breakdowns like by designer. And I can understand, okay, who has been involved in this design project. I can see that Igor's had been involved in a lot of it. I can see that Simon's had some involvement. I can see that Sean has been involved as well in the makeup of this particular design. I also have the opportunity to look at material items in this particular scenario. So if I wanted to understand what the material breakdown of my design is, I can use the reporting tools here to very quickly get that answer. And I don't need to focus on, trying to interrogate manually, okay, which ones use what type of material. If I'm interested in drilling down into all of this type of stainless steel grade components, then I can just select it and it will highlight those components automatically for me inside the design. And I can see that these are primarily fasteners that make up that material type. So I'm not having to scroll through a lot of information manually. I'm not having to try and figure those out by interrogating every single piece. I'm letting Vault and the way that it manages all of the information of my design give me those answers very quickly and easily. One last thing to complete the quick example here. I wanted to actually add something here to make a design change to this particular cabin. So I'm just going to use a traditional sort of place or insert method here, and I'm going to add, let's say, another instance of the cabin frame. Perhaps we're considering having two different operators, or I want to make this part of a larger assembly that has two different cranes in it. So I'm just going to add some additional information to my design. So now when I go back to the Vault and I check in the design, I can highlight what it is that I changed. I'll say that I added a second cabin. The Vault is going to do an even faster job at checking in this file now because it no longer needs to compare and contrast everything. Only a few items changed. So it's even faster the second time that you want to check in something to the Vault. And now if I want to take a look at my design that we were just looking at, I can see that I actually have two different versions. I can see in the latest version I have that second cabin that's been added, as where in the first version it only had the single cabin being referenced. Right, so this is a way that Vault is helping people every day in their design tasks to manage a lot of the different challenges that go on to large assembly design project needs.